1943, the height of World War II. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty of war, a shocking discovery was made that would forever change our understanding of science and technology. This is the story of the Philadelphia experiment, an alleged naval operation that purportedly achieved an unimaginable feat, teleporting a ship. The United States Navy has long been at the forefront of technological innovation, pushing the boundaries of what is possible in order to protect our nation's interests. It was during this time that a classified experiment was conducted under the codename Project Rainbow, with the goal of making naval vessels invisible to enemy radar. However, the true nature of the project's objectives would prove to be far more ambitious and groundbreaking than anyone could have imagined. Under the direction of Dr. X. John Haldane, a brilliant physicist known for his pioneering work in electromagnetism and quantum mechanics, Project Rainbow sought to harness the power of electromagnetic forces on an unprecedented scale. The project's ultimate goal was to bend light around an object, rendering it invisible to the naked eye and undetectable by radar. The stage was set for a series of groundbreaking experiments using the USS Eldridge, a Cannon-class destroyer escort, as the test subject. On July 22, 1943, the ship was outfitted with an array of mysterious equipment, including massive generators and coils designed to produce an intense electromagnetic field around the vessel. As the experiment commenced, something extraordinary happened. Witnesses reported seeing the USS Eldridge suddenly vanish from its mooring in Philadelphia, only to reappear moments later at the Norfolk Navy Yard in Virginia, a staggering 200 miles away. The ship appeared to have been teleported instantaneously, an unimaginable feat that defied all known laws of physics and challenged our very understanding of reality itself. This shocking discovery was met with a mix of awe, fear, and disbelief by those who bore witness to the event. The implications were staggering. If true, this experiment would prove that teleportation was not only possible but had already been achieved by the United States Navy. However, as details of the Philadelphia experiment began to emerge, so too did questions surrounding its validity. Many have dismissed the incident as nothing more than a myth or hoax, citing inconsistencies in the timeline and conflicting accounts from those involved. Others point to the lack of concrete evidence as proof that the experiment never took place at all. Yet, despite these doubts, there remains a persistent belief among some that the Philadelphia experiment did indeed occur and that the Navy successfully teleported a ship through space and time. The truth behind this enigma remains shrouded in mystery, leaving us to wonder just what happened on that fateful day in 1943 and whether such a feat could ever be replicated again. As we continue our investigation into the Philadelphia experiment, we will explore the science behind teleportation, delve deeper into the evidence supporting the experiment's validity, and examine the consequences of such an extraordinary discovery. What secrets lie hidden within the annals of naval history? Join us as we unravel this captivating mystery and seek answers to one of the most intriguing questions in modern science. Did the Navy truly teleport a ship? 1943, the height of World War II. Amidst this backdrop, a clandestine project was said to be conducted by the U.S. Navy at the Philadelphia Naval Yard. Known as the Philadelphia Experiment, it is alleged that a ship, the USS Eldridge, was rendered invisible and teleported from Philadelphia to Norfolk, Virginia, then back again in a matter of minutes. The man behind this top-secret project was reputedly Dr. T. John Trump, an accomplished physical chemist and electronics expert, as well as the uncle of future President Donald J. Trump. In collaboration with Dr. Nikola Tesla's work on remote control and invisibility technology, Dr. Trump aimed to develop a method for making naval vessels undetectable to radar. The Philadelphia experiment reportedly involved the application of a powerful electromagnetic field around the USS Eldridge, utilizing the Bell Telephone Company's newly developed multi-million-watt generators. This allegedly caused the ship to vanish from sight and reappear in Norfolk, an event that should have taken several days by sea. However, this astonishing feat came at a grave cost. Sailors on board reportedly suffered severe physical and psychological effects, including nausea, disorientation, burns, and apparent molecular dissolution. Their bodies seemingly melded with the ship's structure. Some even vanished without a trace, while others reappeared but were trapped within bulkheads or other solid structures. The U.S. Navy has repeatedly denied any knowledge of such an experiment, insisting that no ship was ever teleported and that the associated health effects are unfounded. Yet, documents declassified in 1994 reveal Project Rainbow, a naval initiative aimed at reducing a ship's radar signature to zero through the use of electromagnetic fields. While this does not confirm the Philadelphia experiment, it does lend credence to the feasibility of such technology and the potential for unintended consequences. Moreover, researchers have discovered numerous first-hand accounts from sailors who claim to have served aboard the USS Eldridge during that time. Among them is Carl Allen, who allegedly enlisted under a false name to avoid being drafted into combat. He purportedly suffered severe burns and mental distress as a result of the experiment, eventually seeking refuge in a mental institution before disappearing without a trace. So, did the Navy truly teleport a ship? While definitive proof remains elusive, the mounting evidence suggests that something extraordinary transpired aboard the USS Eldridge on that fateful day in 1943. The enigma persists, inviting us to delve deeper into the shadowy intersection of naval history and cutting-edge science. Delving deeper into the intricate narrative of the Philadelphia experiment, we find ourselves ensnared in a web of naval history, quantum physics, and veiled scientific exploration. The central figure in this tale is Dr. John Gourley Middleater, a brilliant yet enigmatic scientist whose work straddled the boundaries of biology, chemistry, and physics. Born in 1906, Middleater's insatiable curiosity and prodigious intellect earned him a place at the California Institute of Technology, where he studied under the tutelage of renowned physicist Robert Millikan. Following his time at Caltech, Middleater embarked on a career in academia, eventually rising to the rank of professor at his alma mater, the University of Idaho. It was here that Middleater began to delve into the burgeoning field of electromagnetism and its potential applications in teleportation and invisibility technology. In 1942, with World War II raging, Middleater's expertise caught the attention of the U.S. Navy. He was subsequently recruited by the Office of Naval Research to work on a top-secret project, the development of a device capable of rendering naval vessels invisible to enemy radar. This classified research would ultimately lay the groundwork for what would become known as the Philadelphia experiment. Working alongside Middleater at the ONR was Dr. Franklin Reno, a gifted mathematician and physicist who had made significant contributions to the field of electrical engineering. Together, the pair developed a radical new theory. By applying powerful electromagnetic fields to a ship's hull, they could effectively detune the vessel from normal spacetime, rendering it invisible or even teleporting it to another location. With approval and funding from the Navy, Middleater and Reno set about constructing their prototype device at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard in Pennsylvania. Dubbed the REZ, an acronym for Relativity Sympathy, this formidable piece of machinery consisted of a complex network of electromagnetic coils, condensers, and vacuum tubes. In July 1943, the USS Eldridge, a Fletcher-class destroyer escort, arrived at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard for routine maintenance. Unbeknownst to her crew, however, the Eldridge had been chosen as the test subject for Middleater and Reno's ambitious experiment. Over the course of several weeks, workers installed the REZ aboard the vessel, disguising it as part of a radar-absorbing camouflage system. As the date of the experiment approached, a select group of naval officers and government officials were briefed on its objectives and potential risks. Among them was Dr. Albert Einstein, who, while skeptical of the project's feasibility, recognized the revolutionary implications of Middleater and Reno's work. On August 12, 1943, with all systems in place, the Philadelphia experiment commenced. Under the watchful eyes of Middleater, Reno, and their assembled observers, the Eldridge was enveloped in a shimmering curtain of electrical energy as the REZ was activated. Yet, what transpired next remains shrouded in mystery. 1943 was a pivotal year in World War II, with the Allies and Axis powers locked in a global struggle. Amid this tumultuous backdrop, the United States Navy was secretly conducting cutting-edge research at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard under the enigmatic codename Project Rainbow. The project's primary objective, to render American vessels invisible to enemy detection systems. At the helm of Project Rainbow were two brilliant scientists, Dr. Franklin Reno and his associate, Dr. John Middleater. Both men were renowned for their expertise in electromagnetism and radio frequencies, disciplines considered crucial to the success of the experiment. Dr. Reno was no stranger to groundbreaking research, having previously collaborated with famed physicist Albert Einstein on various projects related to unified field theory. Meanwhile, Dr. Teresant and stressed. Middleater boasted an impressive resume, including a stint as head of the physics department at Princeton University before joining the Navy's scientific ranks. The centerpiece of Project Rainbow was the USS Eldridge, a Cannon-class destroyer escort vessel commissioned in 1943. Chosen for its relatively small size and modest crew complement, the Eldridge became the unwitting testbed for one of history's most enigmatic scientific experiments. The naval background surrounding the Philadelphia experiment is essential to understanding the context in which it took place. The U.S. military was desperate to gain an edge over its adversaries, leading to significant investments in clandestine research and development programs like Project Rainbow. On August 12, 1943, after months of meticulous preparation, the Philadelphia experiment commenced. Observers, including high-ranking naval officers and civilian scientists, gathered at the shipyard to witness the historic event. As planned, the REZ-E, an acronym for Relativity Drive Systems, was activated, enveloping the Eldridge in a shimmering curtain of electrical energy. What transpired next remains a matter of intense debate and speculation. Eyewitness accounts vary wildly, ranging from claims that the ship simply vanished without a trace, to reports of severe physical and psychological side effects suffered by the crew. Some even assert that the Eldridge was teleported from Philadelphia to Norfolk, Virginia, a distance of approximately 200 miles, before reappearing in its original location moments later. Despite numerous first-hand accounts and declassified documents related to Project Rainbow, the true nature and outcome of the Philadelphia experiment remain shrouded in mystery. The U.S. Navy has long maintained that no such experiment ever occurred, fueling further intrigue and conspiracy theories surrounding this enigmatic chapter in history. As we continue our exploration of the Philadelphia experiment, future sections will delve into the alleged teleportation of the Eldridge, its purported effects on the crew, and the ongoing efforts to unravel the truth behind this enduring scientific enigma. The Philadelphia experiment has persisted as an intriguing mystery for decades, involving allegations of teleportation and invisibility conducted by the US Navy during World War II. Although official records insist no such experiment took place, numerous first-hand accounts and declassified documents continue to captivate scientific minds and conspiracy theorists alike. The foundation of this story traces back to Dr. Franklin Reno, a brilliant, unconventional scientist who worked on electromagnetic innovations during the 1940s for the Office of Naval Research. His groundbreaking work focused on harnessing electromagnetic energy to cloak ships from radar detection and potentially make them invisible to the human eye. This technology was based on the principles of Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity, which describes how gravity can bend space-time around massive objects. Reno believed that applying an intense electromagnetic field could theoretically warp the vessel's surrounding energy field, making it disappear from sight and perhaps even shifting its location instantaneously. Reno and his team developed their concept into a device known as the Reno generator, a massive, truck-sized apparatus capable of producing an electromagnetic field powerful enough to envelop an entire ship. This technology was installed on the USS Eldridge, a Fletcher-class destroyer, for testing at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard in 1943. According to some reports, during the initial trial on July 22, 1943, the Eldridge simply seemed to fade from view while remaining in its original position, becoming briefly invisible before reappearing. However, during subsequent tests in October of that same year, the ship not only vanished but also supposedly teleported itself across the Delaware River, materializing at the Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Virginia before reappearing back in Philadelphia. The aftermath of these experiments reportedly left the crew disoriented, nauseous, and suffering from severe psychological effects due to their sudden transportation through space. Some sailors allegedly vanished entirely, absorbed into the ship's structure, or possibly even the fabric of space-time itself. Despite such astonishing claims, no concrete evidence has ever been produced to validate these stories. The US Navy maintains that no records exist detailing such an experiment, and insists that no teleportation technology has ever been developed or tested by their scientists. The absence of tangible proof has left many unanswered questions surrounding the Philadelphia experiment, fueling both skepticism and fascination. The tantalizing possibility remains that somewhere within classified archives lies the truth about this mysterious chapter in history, waiting to be revealed and shedding new light on the limits of science and human understanding. As we delve further into the enigma of the Philadelphia experiment, our next sections will explore the alleged teleportation of the Eldridge, its purported effects on the crew, and the ongoing efforts to unravel the truth behind this enduring scientific mystery. Stay tuned as we continue our journey into the unknown realms of hidden science. Tie-in, so, we find ourselves in the presence of a scientific conundrum that leaves even the most skeptical minds questioning the limits of our understanding. The Philadelphia experiment, an event shrouded in mystery and controversy, sheds light on the enigmatic intersection of quantum mechanics, electromagnetic fields, and radiation, realms where human comprehension has barely scratched the surface. The year was 1943 when the U.S. Navy began experimenting with the idea of invisibility, codenamed Project Rainbow. Under the auspices of the Office of Scientific Research and Development, top physicists like Albert Einstein and Dr. John Hibbert were rumored to have been involved in the project. The objective was to use electromagnetic fields to bend light around an object, rendering it invisible to the naked eye. Quantum entanglement, a phenomenon discovered by Einstein himself, describes how particles become interconnected regardless of distance. This strange connection could potentially allow for instantaneous communication or transportation if harnessed correctly. Some theories suggest that the Eldridge was enveloped in an intense electromagnetic field which caused it to become quantumly entangled with another point in space-time, leading to its alleged teleportation. However, this raises more questions than answers. If such a feat were possible, why hasn't it been replicated? What kind of technology could generate the necessary fields, and how would they interact with the fabric of reality itself? Moreover, there are accounts of high levels of radiation present during the experiment. Radiation is often associated with nuclear reactions, but no evidence points towards one occurring on board the Eldridge. Could this be another unexplained aspect of the experiment, or perhaps a cover-up to hide something far more sinister? As we venture further into the maze of uncertainties surrounding the Philadelphia experiment, we encounter stories of disoriented and nauseous crew members, some allegedly fused with the ship's hull. These tales echo the effects of rapid acceleration or exposure to intense magnetic fields.